Hello. Happy to be back. All right, I want to talk about now that line that I just put down, desire plus non-resistance, which I might change, is, oh, something on my face, it's on my screen, is from David Bayer. And if you don't watch David Bayer's podcast, he's on YouTube. He is fantastic. I love him. He's so good. Anyways, desire plus non-resistance. So basically, you're working towards something you really want. If you have resistance there, you're not going to get it. And resistance can look like so many things. I found this so interesting, and it's absolutely true, because when I was working with women in midlife to lose weight, eat healthier and all of that, they had a desire. Like, you can have a desire. The desire is not the hard thing, right? But there's different levels too, because you can desire something, you can want it, but then you're not quite willing to do what it takes to get it. And that's kind of like the resistance, right? I want it, or the excuses. Well, I can't really do it that way because of this. And I was trying to, and then this came up, and then, oh my God, you have no idea. Life happened, right? So I'm going to tell you a little story. When I was a personal trainer, I worked at like a one-on-one fitness studio. So I worked really one-on-one with people. And sometimes I'd work with couples, and the man would come in one time and then the women would come in another day, or maybe the same time, whatever, right? And it's so funny because I would give the man the program, even the eating plan sometimes, and he would come back and I'd be like, okay, how's it going? He lost weight, right? He lost weight. And I'd say, oh, this is great. How did it go? And he goes, I did everything you said. I worked out just like you did. I ate what you said. And I'm like, oh, you did? That's amazing. How good? He goes, well, of course. And then the woman would come in another day, right? The woman. And I'd come in, she'd come in, we'd weigh and measure, and she may not have lost the weight. And I'm like, oh, how did this week go? Then the story, right? Well, it started out really good, and I really wanted to do good. And then this happened. Oh, and then you know what happened? And then, oh my God, like life happens. You know how life happens. And then I went out for dinner with a friend. And then, of course, the friend ordered me wine. And then she ordered this dessert. And the dessert was there. So I had to eat that dessert. And so, I was stressed. And then I worked long hours. And oh my God, like I came home and the kids did this. And it was just... all these things would just be one after the other, right? And yes, of course, sometimes there's little things that are true that happen that stop you from doing something in 1 week, right? But, when this is ongoing, we just see the resistance that we put up. And it can be so many things that you're not even aware that it's actually under your control. If we don't have, and I'm completely guilty, guys, 100%. So I continually look at this stuff for myself. I say I want something, or I'm going to do something, and then I don't, or I don't get it. So if I don't do it, right, that means that I'm resisting doing it. Absolutely. No matter what stories, excuses I tell myself there are that involve other people or circumstances, it's usually, when it comes down to it, truly up to me, right? So then I actually do this. I'm like, well, I see why I'm not doing this. So whenever we haven't achieved something, we haven't done something, we're not working, right? We see ourselves. Then it's like, I'm the one who's stopped it. I'm the one with the resistance. There's resistance within me. What is it? And also, what benefit am I getting from not doing that thing, right? What benefit am I getting? And for me, it's all about the benefits. I love my freedom. I love my inner peace. I love my emotional peace, my emotional freedom. Because I used to be, if you didn't know, I used to be really reactive and very angry person for years and years. Oh yeah, I could be cheery and happy like this, but anger could hit me and I would fly off the handle in the moment. Craziness, right? So now I've been taking so many years to find this inner peace within me, where the emotional, like I just am so happy being at this beautiful emotional calmness, and I will do anything to preserve my emotional calmness. And so how that gets in my way is when I go to do something on my computer or learn something new, I get frustrated and I get angry, or I feel like I'm not good enough. Then that disrupts my emotions. So it takes my emotional peace, my emotional calmness away. That's why I may avoid something, is because it's making me feel a way I don't want to feel, right? And then also it could be making me sit down and do something when actually I want to be outside in nature doing something else, right? So once we got to get to know ourselves. This is how I stop myself, instead of using the excuses, right? Instead of using life circumstances and other people. Then we are just helpless. Then over and over again, we're not doing what we want to do or not achieving what we want to achieve. We're the ones keeping us like that. So when we have non-resistance, everybody does, with something you love to do. For me, cooking healthy food. I have zero resistance to cooking healthy food. I love it. I cook other food too. That's not so healthy sometimes. But I love cooking healthy foods. I love coming up with new recipes. I love trying new recipes. So it's never, ever a problem for me to go in the kitchen and cook a healthy meal. And I will definitely make time for it, always, right? Same with moving my body. So I have no resistance. So my life reflects that non-resistance. Therefore, I cook a lot of healthy foods. Therefore, I eat a lot of healthy foods, and I move my body, and I am conscious of my health. See, I don't have resistance around those things. So therefore, it's reflected in me, my health, my body shape, right? But I do have resistance in other areas of life, and that is reflected in that area. So we always know, we always can perfectly see. So when you want to achieve something that you haven't achieved, or get something you haven't, or a new job, or a new boyfriend, or whatever, lover, whatever, if it's new, if you haven't done it before, if it's something you're kind of nervous about, that's the resistance, right? So getting something you want is like looking, and you can't always take away the resistance completely, because you just need to live with it and not let it stop you, right? Not let it stop you. So if you have resistance, if you want to eat healthier, lose weight or whatever, and feel good in your body, have a strong muscular body, let's say, you need to work out. You need to do some sort of strength training, right? So if you are resistant to doing any type of workout, you're not going to achieve that. That's just the fact. So you can choose not to achieve it, or you can choose to find a way to overcome that resistance, or to make it non-resistant. As in, oh, well, instead of doing this, I'm going to work out in this way. I think I'm going to like working out. I'll play, certain sports, or I'll go for long walks and hikes, and I'll walk up a hill, and I'll do stairs. And that's the way I'm going to build a little bit more muscle, right? So you find a way to decrease the resistance when you want to do something that you haven't been able to do. You got to kind of look at that and go, how am I resistant? Why am I resistant? What don't I want to do? Or how am I benefiting by not doing it? Right? Like I said about me. I don't sit at my computer and do certain things I know I need to do in my business. Why? Because I want to be outside. Because I get frustrated doing techie stuff. Because I don't like sitting at my computer. Because I'd rather be active. Right? So I know the reasons why I avoid it. So then that's my resistance. So I need to figure out, how can I do it in a way where I don't have that resistance, or at least that much resistance. Okay, I hope this helps somebody out there. Let me know you watch. Say hello. Share this video if you think it might help somebody else. That would really help me too. And I also have a YouTube channel. I do videos on there more often. It's just Diana Marchand, my YouTube. All right, so much love to you. Bye-bye.